Analyses Atheism.
Hello, and welcome to Gilli Pong Analyses Atheism. You ping, I pong. Okay? You get it? Ping, pong. Alright, so here we are. Again, we are witnessing true intellectual masturbation. Is there intelligence extraterrestrial life?
Are there signs of intelligent life in the galaxy? And if
Look at this man with hair white as the background, spiritually conversing about concepts and theories. And he's gonna show us some deep, deep stuff.
so, how advanced might they be?
Michio
So
Kaku.
we categorize these alien civilizations on the basis of energy consumption.
Kardashev
Type
Scale.
1 would be planetary. They control the weather. They
Yeah.
control anything planetary because they have the energy of a planet.
Ah,
Then there's type 2. A type 2 civilization has exhausted the power of their planet and they use the sun.
huh?
They basically take the energy from their sun to power their machines.
But how?
Sort of like the Federation of Planets in Star Trek.
Ah,
Then there's type 3, galactic. They roam the galactic space.
Kaku. Yeah, by the way, I have a cup of Kaku. Highly recommend it. Raw cacao. You can get it probably at your local health store. It's good for the nuggets. And your heart. Your heart chakra.
Lane.
What does Kaku have to say? We have Civilization 1, that is Star Trek 2020.
They play with black holes.
What was it? I missed it earlier. Let me see. Okay, let's
Then there's
go.
type 2.
Type 2. That's
Type 2
2.
civilization has exhausted the power of their planet.
They exhausted the
use-
power of their planet. So their planet was a finite amount of energy. Wasn't a circle of water vaporing out of the ocean and becoming rain. So they have the sun. They have the sun. Everything's solar powered. So in this graphic, you can see everything is a solar panel. And where the people are, who knows? Who even knows what kind of life forms they are? Probably entangled particles.
The sun. They basically take the energy from their sun to power their machines.
Machines.
Sort of like the Federation of Planets in Star Trek.
Okay, that's the Star
Then
Trek.
there's type 3, galactic. They roam the galactic space lanes. They play with black holes.
Play with
Sort
black
of like
holes.
the Empire of Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. I remember that one. 1980. I know exactly what kind of a civilization that could be.
That would be a type 3 civilization.
Type 3.
And then the question is, what are we?
What are we?
We are type 0. We get our energy from dead plants, oil, and coal.
Oh my.
We don't even rate on this scale. We have not attained planetary energy at all.
No.
But what would it take to move between universes,
How?
to enter a black hole, to break?
Between universes, by the way. It's not between planets. It's between universes now. We don't have one universe that had a Big Bang. But we have universes. Multiple Big Bangs going on right now. And then you have a wormhole between those two. The anus. Into another
Light barrier.
anus.
You would have to reach the energy of type 3.
Yeah.
This is called the Planck energy.
This is the Planck energy.
The Planck energy is the energy of a black hole, is the energy of the Big Bang.
Planck, by the way, let's just try to analyze this a little bit here. Planck, the Event Horizon Telescope, EHT telescope, which they usually say, which is like Event Horizon Telescope, is funded, which is meant many telescopes, interferometrically taking pictures of Sagittarius A star, and there are funds being funded into it, and one of them who is being funding this is the Max Planck Society. That was funded in 1911, or founded in 1911 as the Kaiser Wilhelm Society. It was renamed to the Max Planck Society in 1948 in the honor of its former president, theoretical physicist Max Planck. The society funded by the federal and state governments of Germany. So Germany is funding Max Planck Society, and Max Planck Society is funding the Event Horizon Telescope. So, why did they rename it? Kaiser Wilhelm Society for Advance in Science. So, Kaiser Wilhelm, let's just find Kaiser Wilhelm. Just go there. It's a little rabbit hole, I know, a little detour. We are digressing a bit, but let's keep on point here. Kaiser Wilhelm II. So Wilhelm II was Friedrich Wilhelm Victor Albert, who was born in 1859, died in 1941, was the German emperor, a king of Prussia, from 1888 until his abdication in 1918, which marked the end of the German Empire. Alright. Born during the reign of his granduncle, the Prussian. So this guy is like a rabbit hole all in itself. He had a withered arm and was not. Yeah, it's a long story, right? He got a pulmonary embolism in Doorn, Netherlands. He escaped Germany because they was being hounded. Yeah, he's a Freemason. No, he was anti-Freemasonic. Okay, that's why maybe they got rid of him and got Planck instead. Let's see. It's a rabbit hole, just telling you. So let's go back to Mr. Kaku. Reminds me, I have to have a little sip of my Kaku.
It is the greatest energy in the universe.
Planck energy.
So how long before we can attain the Planck energy and move between universes?
Between universes?
Well, a modest calculation shows that you would have to be about 100,000 years more advanced than us. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
The next question is, how would we know of a type 3 or type 2 civilization if we were to bump into one?
Yeah.
Let's say that scanning the heavens, we see evidence of a type 2, type 3 civilization. How would we know? Well, we've looked. We've looked for type 2 because type 2 civilizations give off an energy, a characteristic black body radiation that we can measure. So far, we find none.
No, we didn't find
Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't these civilizations out there. It just means that our devices are so primitive.
The devices haven't reached the scientific concepts in their mind. So theoretically, in 100,000 years, we can have the technology needed in order to do that. These are the same kinds of people who talk about an infant that is male. I will be able to change this infant into a female with future conceptual technology. I have also read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I have found out that I can make Frankenstein's monster with some electricity by binding lightning and putting it into a corpse. I could theoretically make it alive. alive, I tell you.
that we have not yet been able to conclusively show that they exist.
Okay.
But if they can go faster than the speed of light, then it's possible they may have the energy of a wormhole. And at that point, they would be type 3. They would
Okay.
have the Planck energy to create universes or to move between
Create
universes.
universes. Okay.
Also, when we talk about intelligence in outer space, we have to be open to the idea that their intelligence may be quite different from our intelligence. And therefore, the question is, how do we tell where real intelligence is, given the fact that it could be more than one type of intelligence?
There's more than one type of intelligence, you see. How can they define that? You might ask.
Well, let me give you an example. I was in a swimming pool with dolphins. Sensors picked up the squeals and chirps from the dolphins, and then they ran it through a computer. They found, bingo, yes, they are intelligent.
Can't you already see they're intelligent? Do you have to run it through a computer?
No, but you have to create the algorithm. In order to figure out if we can use a computer to analyze intelligence, we can therefore scan for intelligence out there. That's some deep stuff. You have to be very creative to figure that one out.
Yes, there's a pattern,
Yeah.
a regularity to their chirps.
Yeah.
And so it is possible to rank intelligence using computers that look for an algorithm. We'll do that in outer space now.
Yeah.
In outer space, there's lots of garbage,
I'm not
there's
lying.
lots of gibberish out there. And we think that most of the gibberish is just exploding stars,
Yeah.
random events of no particular importance.
Yeah.
But maybe using a quantum computer, we may be able to go through the mountains of data coming.
Was that a quantum computer or like somebody playing with Legos? Let me see.
This is a guy putting stuff together and, creating a quantum computer. Where you can go into 3 different dimensions at the same time.
May be able to go through the mountains of data coming from outer space and find the signals of intelligence.
We already have signals of intelligence in the universe, and it's us. Why don't they look inside instead of out there? The farther you look, and the more data you can analyze, we could perhaps find intelligence. This is like the perfect example where the intelligence is working against you. In this setting. So smart. He's probably read all the books. He's probably done some very devious things on this carpet.
Historically, when physicists were asked about flying saucers and UAPs and extraterrestrial civilizations, you just can't say that, gee, I saw something going across the sky last night. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
You have to have data.
Yeah,
About
the data.
90% of these sightings can be explained using natural phenomenon,
Which has
or
no
weather
data.
anomalies, or weather balloons.
What
But
is this?
10% of them seem to defy the known laws of engineering. So we have to look at them very carefully.
Okay.
Very little data has been
Barack Obama recently echoed the sentiment.
What is true? And I'm actually being serious here.
collected until
Pentagon.
Seriously? Pentagon. And
recently.
who else could
And
there
we
be?
physicists need data
NASA.
so that we can make objective statements about what these things are. The burden of proof is on the military now
The military
to
needs to
prove
figure
that
this
these
out.
things aren't extraterrestrial. And that's a sea change. We now realize that these objects can travel up to Mach 20, 20 times the speed of sound. And they can even fly underwater, believe it or not, underwater, in the air, into outer space. And they zigzag. When you calculate the centrifugal force inside the rocket ship, you realize that any living thing would be crushed by the zigzagging of these objects, whatever they are. So in other words, we're talking about
This is just complete and utter psychological operation about something that there's no way of verifying in any way. But they're gonna have scientists now looking at the footage.
About a new law of engineering beyond anything that we can muster here on the planet Earth. So is it an optical illusion or is it extraterrestrial? We don't know until we analyze the data.
We have to analyze the data, then we know.
And now we have physicists looking frame by frame and perhaps coming up with a conclusion as to where these objects come from.
Is the simulation real? It's like, come on. People, what does this video have? What? 6.3 million subscribers. How many have seen this? 228,000 views. Humanity is type 0 civilization. We're constantly talking down to everyone. Like, what? Where is the love for humanity? Where is the love for us as a species? Now I'm using this. I started talking like them now. Species. We're species. And it's like they're looking everywhere else than in towards themselves and realizing the true meaning of life and who we are. They have to find a reason for it out there. Is it under a rock? Nope. Is it under this duvet? Nope. Maybe if I have the right kind of conceptual tools, or if technology gets a little bit better, then I will find him. Ah, look within. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, comment. Please comment. Let me hear your thoughts. I am not pretending to know, by the way. I'm just exposing the lack of honesty in these videos that are being pushed upon us. Heavily funded, heavily marketed, and I'm not requiring any funds, by the way. I'm just drinking my Kaku and being Gilli Pong and analyzing it. And that's the only thing I try to do here. So thank you so much for watching.